on on the past year problem solving. I'm just waiting for my live feed to go live actually with you guys, and I hope you can hear me and you can see me properly. Hi Hemant, good evening everyone, good evening everybody else in the class. So we are doing some questions on the CET Maharashtra paper again today. और CET महाराष्ट्र में हम लोग 2018 पेपर देख रहे हैं. And as I've already told you, CET Maharashtra is essentially about speed. और ये एग्जाम का स्ट्रक्चर जो है हम लोग जानते हैं. 200 मिनट 200 क्वेश्चन 150 मिनट में करना है. तो ऑन एवरेज 40 सेकेंड्स पर क्वेश्चन है. और I mean 3/4 45 seconds per question है. On an average per question, that is the time you have to solve or to look at each question, and hence making sure that you are quick in your solving becomes a very important structure of what you need to do. So the first question is up on your screen here, and I want you to try to solve this. और मैं इसमें आपको 1.5 minutes दे रहा हूँ. आप लोग ट्राई करो पहले इस क्वेश्चन को. ये फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है आपके लिए आज का. So if I look at this question, again 45 seconds 1 minute के अंदर solve करने का first basic premise होता है कि you have to be able to solve it in a single reading. One reading में solve करोगे तभी possible है कि 45 seconds to 1 minute के अंदर question का solution निकलेगा. और essentially अगर first reading में कोई question समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो you have to leave the question. सबसे बड़ा शॉर्टकट सिंगल रीडिंग सॉल्विंग है. क्वांट्स में मैथमेटिक्स में द बिगेस्ट शॉर्टकट इज सॉल्विंग ड्यूरिंग योर फर्स्ट रीडिंग. सो सॉल्व व्हाइल रीडिंग इज द बिगेस्ट शॉर्टकट. दिस गोज अगेंस्ट व्हाट वी हैव लर्न इन स्कूल अबाउट मैथ्स में स्कूल में हम लोग को बताया गया है कि पहले एक बार पढ़ लो, रीड द क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट, देन टू अंडरस्टैंड इट रीड इट अगेन, and then you solve it. Or worst case, at least you do one reading and then solve the question. So you are reading the second time and solving the question. I am talking about the biggest shortcut being solve within your first reading. That means during your first reading you should look at solving parts of the question. So this is one of the most important and the most critical shortcuts in exams like Maharashtra CET. So if you're looking at 50 questions in maths and data interpretation and you are allocating something like 35 to 40 minutes for it, a good attempt in this section will be anywhere above 35 to 40. So if you can attempt around 35 to 40 questions, which means you are effectively solving a question every minute. Every minute में एक attempt होना चाहिए तुम्हारा, तभी तुम अपने objective के पास जा रहे हो. तुम्हारा overall objective in the exam, as we know, is to get to 120 first, and if you can get to 120, you have to hit the 140s. If you can cross the 150s, so you are at the 99.95, 99.97, 99.99 percentile, or even the All India rank 1 will come around this number. So how close you can get to that is going to be the issue. तो तुम्हारे strategy में quants में तुम्हारा target 35 to 40 अगर रहता है, and as you know the structure of the paper is 25 questions on abstract reasoning, 75 questions on logical reasoning, 25 on abstract reasoning, 50 on quants, and 50 on verbal. So one strategy of getting to 150, 140, 150 is essentially that you score 35 in quants, you score 35 in verbal, you score around 15 to 20 in 15 in abstract reasoning, and you score around 50 plus in the logical reasoning. Time division I've already talked about how you should divide your time essentially. The time division should obviously be on the proportion of marks. So since 200 marks ka paper hai total and you have 150 minutes to solve it, so naturally what follows is that when you are solving the quants paper, you should try to look at 1/4 the time. The verbal paper also 1/4 the time. Your time division has to be 1/4 each. So around 37 minutes on verbal, 37 minutes on quants, 1/8 of the time on abstract reasoning. So around 18 minutes on abstract reasoning, and the remaining 58 minutes on लॉजिकल रीजनिंग. तो इतने में अगर ये टारगेट्स तुम मीट कर पाते हो तो यू आर गोइंग टू अ टॉप कॉलेज. जस्ट रिमेंबर दैट इन महाराष्ट्र CET. So coming back to the first question, the imperative when we come across questions like this is to do this during our first reading. So if you look at this question, the question says if two cards are drawn at random from a deck of cards, one after the other without replacement, what is the probability that one is even numbered card of black color? So when you read that, the first, and the other is a face card of red color. So two conditions are given. One is even numbered card of black color, and the second is face card of red color. So if I go back to my solving screen, the thinking here is that the solution could be that the first is even and black. The first card is even and black. This is the event definition here. And the second card is red and face. The second card is red and face color. So when I talk about the first card being even and black, I am taking out from 52 cards. And the probability of the first card being even and black is out of 52 cards. Even and black cards are the cards 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There are 5 cards which are even in clubs. The 2 black suits are clubs and spades. So there are 5 cards in clubs and 5 cards in spades. So this will be 10 out of 52. We are doing CET Maharashtra questions, Gaurav. So yeah, I mean some benefit to होगा ही, because कहीं भी कुछ question देखते हो, wherever you learn a question from, as far as you learn the question well, you're going to be doing well in that I mean, that's going to always help you. So second card is red and face card. Now face cards क्या होते हैं? There are three face cards. Jack, Queen and King are the three face cards. Please remember, Ace is not a face card. So if I want the second card to be red and a face card, so the red suits are hearts and diamonds. And there are three cards each. So 6/51 इसका probability आएगा. और plus 6/52 into 10/51, because the event will get defined in two ways. The first way of defining event is that the first is even and black and the second is red and face, or you have the first card could be red and face. The first card could be red and face, red and a face card, and the second card is even and black. So 120 divided by 52 into 51 would be the correct answer for this. That comes out as 30 divided by 13 into 51. So 30 divided by 663 will become the answer here. And of course there will be a further cancellation here. So 30 will become 10 upon 221. Because ये 51 cancel होके 17 बन जाएगा. तो correct answer 10 upon 221 आएगा, and that's the correct answer to this question. Have I made some mistake here? नहीं, ठीक है, 10 upon 221 आएगा. There's some typing error there in that this thing. This should be the correct answer here. Right, let's look at the second question. Now, before I go there, I want you to look at this question first and try to solve it. Now this is a data sufficiency question, and this has to be answered in that form. If one alone is sufficient, then you mark A. B alone, 2 alone is sufficient, then you mark B, and so on. If both 1 and 2 are required to answer the question, mark C, otherwise you mark D. So try to think about this question, and in meantime, I'll also remind you about the Unacademy Plus program. Unacademy Plus में you have access to live teaching of all the subjects that you require for any aptitude exam. And under the CAT subscription, we cover almost all the major MBA entrance exams. There are courses right through the year, and various educators keep coming and taking their courses. So as you know, my name is Arun Sharma, and I am also one of the educators on Unacademy Plus. और मेरा नया कोर्स स्टार्ट हो रहा है 9th of March से, the day before Holi, where I am helping people with arithmetic, advanced course in arithmetic, as well as the foundation course in data interpretation. These two courses are coming up from my side in March, and the best part of Unacademy Plus, the CAT subscription of Unacademy Plus, is that you get access to all the courses of all the teachers. And if you want to join Unacademy Plus, you can use my subscription my promo code is arun.yt. इसको आप यूज़ कर सकते हो to get access to all these classes. So please, I look forward to having some of you. If you want to join my classes on Academy Plus, please use this promo code. It'll give you access to all the live classes as well as recorded sessions, as well as quizzes, etc. in every course that you do. और ये arun.yt use करने से you will get a 10% discount on the existing fees. So the question is very clear. A rectangular garden is surrounded by a path of uniform width of 2 meters. तो पहले इसको विजुलाइज कर लेते हैं. तो हो क्या रहा है इसमें, इस क्वेश्चन में, कि एक रेक्टेंगुलर गार्डन है which is surrounded by a path of 2 meters. So it's something like this. The picture will look something like this, and this path is 2 meters right through, whether you measure it here or you measure it here or you measure it here or you measure it here. So if you take a stock of the variables in this question, we can define this as the length and this is the breadth of the rectangular garden. So the outer dimensions of the path, because the width of the path is 2 right through, so this dimension will be L plus 4. Why 4? Because there will be a 2 on this side and a 2 on that side. So that length will be L plus 4. अगर हम लोग ने इंटरनल लेंथ L लिया है, और ये वाला लेंथ जो है, this length will take as B plus 4. तो बेसिकली यहाँ पे ये दो ही वेरिएबल्स हैं, LB and L plus 4, B plus 4, and the path is uniformly 2 meters. What was it? Was it 2 feet? 2 meters all around. So what is the breadth of the rectangular garden? So question is, what is the breadth of the rectangular garden? So whenever you're doing a question based on data sufficiency, you first have to understand what the question is. तो यहाँ पे question is breadth of the rectangular garden क्या है? तो पहला clue हम लोग को ये दे रहा है कि if the length of the garden is reduced by 2 meters, it will become a square garden. If the length of the garden is reduced by 2 meters, it will become a square garden. तो इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर मेरा गार्डन जो है L और B इसका लेंथ और ब्रेड्थ है, तो लेंथ को 2 कम करेंगे, तो दैट मीन्स L minus 2 will make it a square garden, means L minus 2 is B. Or we can take the two sides based on this information. I can take the two sides as B and B plus 2. And ये अगर B plus 2 है, तो ये लेंथ B plus 6 हो जाएगा, और ये लेंथ तो B plus 4 ही रहेगा. Now let's move on. So इससे हमको just because it's becoming a square garden, I'm not able to find out what is the breadth of the rectangular garden. The key in these questions on data sufficiency is to be able to get to a point where you can find out the answer to the question uniquely. So what is the breadth of the rectangular garden? ये outcome निकल नहीं रहा है यहाँ से. Right? So we move to the second statement. So 1 alone is not sufficient here. We move to the second statement. And the second statement tells us, if the length of the garden is reduced by 2 meters, the area of the path will become 1/4 times the original area. तो इस क्वेश्चन में सॉल्व करने के लिए करना ये पड़ेगा कि पहले हम लोग ये जो डिडक्शंस किए बेस्ड ऑन क्लू नंबर 1 है, लेकिन क्लू नंबर 2 को अगर इंडिपेंडेंटली पहले देखेंगे हम, तो क्लू नंबर 2 इंडिपेंडेंटली मेरे को ये बता रहा है कि मेरा अगर ये पार्ट, suppose this was my rectangular garden and this was the path around it, and clue number 1 का b और b plus 2 जो था, when I'm evaluating clue number 2 I don't have that. And this is one of the key things in data sufficiency, कि till you when you are evaluating the first statement, you take the information given from the original state question as well as the first statement. When you evaluate in the second statement, you have to forget what the first statement said and go back to L and B and L plus 4 and B plus 4 and then apply the information given in the second statement to see what is happening. तो सेकंड स्टेटमेंट में वापस अगर जाते हैं तो ये बोल रहा है कि if the length is reduced by 2 meters, the area of the path will become 1/4 the original area, 1/4 times the original area. तो you can't jump to the conclusion कि 1 और 2 से चेक करते हैं, फर्स्ट 2 को इंडिविजुअली चेक करना पड़ेगा. तो ये क्वेश्चन इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ सीईटी, दिस इज गोइंग टू आस्क यू टू मच टू डू. तो एग्जाम में इस तरह का क्वेश्चन को करना नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज ये काफ़ी लंबा फ्लो चार्ट हो रहा है. बिकॉज अगर इसको मैं चेक करता हूँ तो original length of the path I can find out by taking the length, the area of the original area of the path I can find out by taking the area of the outer rectangle L plus 4 into B plus 4 and subtracting the area of the inner rectangle L into B. तो इसको जब करते हैं तो LB तो सीधा आएगा प्लस 4L प्लस 4B प्लस 16 माइनस LB. तो LB जो है वो कैंसिल हो जाएगा. तो तुम्हारा ओरिजिनल एरिया ऑफ द पाथ इज 4L प्लस 4B, और you can write it as 4 times L plus B plus 4. This is the original area of the path. Now what the question says, if I go back to the statement is saying if the length of the garden is reduced by 2 meters, the area of the path will become 1/4 of its original size. तो न्यू कंडीशन में हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं कि लेंथ ऑफ द पाथ को L-2 कर दे रहे हैं, ब्रेड्थ को नहीं छू रहे हैं. तो ये वाला जो लेंथ है वो L+2 हो जाएगा, 2 कम हो जाएगा. तो इस केस में मेरे को जो एरिया आएगा, एरिया ऑफ द पाथ मिलेगा, which is the area enclosed between the two rectangles, will be given by, अगर मैं थोड़ा सा क्लीन कर लूँ बोर्ड को तो this will be easier for us to see again. So I'm going to now find the length of the based on the L-2 length, I'm going to look at the length of the or the area of the path using L+2 into B plus 4 minus L-2 into B. This is the area of the path now. तो अगेन इसका फुल एरिया देखेंगे तो LB प्लस 4L प्लस 2B प्लस 8 माइनस LB प्लस 2B. तो LB तो कैंसिल हो जाएगा और अब मैं अपना फुल एरिया देख रहा हूं तो 4L प्लस 4B प्लस 8 हो जा रहा है. So I have got the area now as 4 times लेट मी जस्ट राइट इट एट द राइट प्लेस. मेरा ओरिजिनल एरिया था 4 टाइम्स L प्लस B प्लस 4, और अब मेरा नया एरिया जो हो गया है वो हो गया है 4 टाइम्स L प्लस B प्लस 2. And according to the statement in the question, this new area, this is the new area of the path. This is the new area of the path. This is the old area of the path. The new area is 1/4 the old area. That's what the question tells me. If the length of the garden is reduced by 2 meters, the area of the path will become 1/4 times of its original area. Right? So if I look at this, 1/4 of this will be L plus B plus 4. So L plus B plus 4 should be equal to 4L plus 4B plus 8. इससे हमको L और B का रिलेशनशिप मिल रहा है, और रिलेशनशिप ये मिल रहा है कि 3L, so there's something missing in this construct. So what we realize in this whole solving is that essentially LB का रिलेशनशिप तो मिल जाएगा यहाँ पे, लेकिन we will not be able to find a value for the breadth. तो the key will then become कि अगर मेरे को चेक करना है कि दोनों से मेरा आंसर निकल रहा है कि नहीं, तो फर्स्ट और सेकंड से what I have to be able to visualize is that from the first I have a relationship between L and B. From the first expression, I know that B plus 2 is L. And from the second expression, also I have another relationship between B and L. So if I have two relationships between B and L, so it is effectively I am in a situation where there are two equations and two unknowns. और two equation two unknowns का question को आप आराम से solve कर सकते हो. तो the key in this thing, और ये पूरा जो process था, this is what a normal student will do. But what a smart student will do is that he'll say that मेरे को या फिर in fact एक और रास्ता होता है इसका area of path देखने का. वो रास्ता ये होता है area of path देखने का कि अगर हम original पे जाते हैं L पे, तो ये area 2L है because path का width 2 है और इसका breadth 4L है. ये एरिया भी 2L है. फिर ये वाला जो एरिया है वो 2B है, और ये वाला जो एरिया है वो भी 2B है. तो 4L plus 4B plus the corner areas. That's a faster way to look at the value of the area of the path. So corner area 2 into 2, 4 times. So you can even visualize it this way, that originally the area is 4L plus 4B plus 16, और दूसरा रास्ता इसका विजुलाइज करना, सेकंड केस में विजुलाइजेशन जो होगा इसमें वो ये है कि अगर हम इसका लेंथ L-2 लेते हैं, when the length is reduced by 2, तो ये एरिया 2 times L-2 हो जाएगा, ये एरिया 2 times L-2 हो जाएगा. And the beauty of data interpretation questions is, अब इसको अगर ये पूरा चीज को तुमको अगर सॉल्व करके b का वैल्यू निकालना है तो that's going to take too much time. But the beauty of data sufficiency questions is that you don't have to solve the questions completely. You have to just visualize कि can you get to the answer. तो इस केस में क्या होगा कि इसको अगर तुम ऐड करके देखोगे So you again have a new area which is 4 times L minus 2 plus 4 times B, and the corner area is still 16, 2 into 2, because the width of the part does not change. So what they are telling us is that this area is 1/4 of that area. इसका 1/4 है. तो essentially अगर इसका रेशियो लेंगे तो 1/4 4/1 आना चाहिए इसका रेशियो अगर लेंगे हम लोग, और रेशियो अगर 4/1 आ रहा है तो what we can then visualize is that from this equation we are able to create an equation between L and B. और L और B का एक रिलेशनशिप यहाँ मिलता है अगर मुझे, और दूसरा रिलेशनशिप मेरे को फर्स्ट एक्सप्रेशन से दिया हुआ है, तो automatically what will happen is I can see that I'll have two equations, two unknowns, and hence the correct answer to this question becomes that using both the statements you can answer the question. Because again, for an exam which is going to be in such a time crisis or time criticality kind of exam like the CET, उसमें अगर इसको पूरा सॉल्व करना पड़े इस तरह के क्वेश्चन को, तो 3-4 मिनट तो यहीं पे लग जाएंगे तुम्हारे. तो ऐसे अगर करोगे तो you will barely be able to do 8 to 10 sentences questions. So what you have to basically do is either take an approach कि मैं इसको कंप्लीट करूँगा, और कंप्लीट करूँगा तो मेरे को सिर्फ डेटा सफिशिएंसी देखना है, मेरे को आंसर नहीं चाहिए. So that's the best part of DS questions. You don't need the answer. You can just ask yourself, will I be able to get to an answer or not? So based on these two information, this then becomes feasible in around 1.5 minutes. Right? So I'll wind up with this for today. And just a reminder, and I'll be back again with more questions. Just a reminder that the CAT subscription of the Unacademy Plus is available for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, even 24 months now. And I'm one of the people who is teaching there. I teach data interpretation, logical reasoning courses on Unacademy Plus. My upcoming course is foundation course on data interpretation on 9th of March, starting from 9th of March. Or एक और course, advanced course in arithmetic is also coming, which is a 4-session course where I'm taking some high-end problem-solving processes on arithmetic. And if you want to join my courses on Unacademy Plus, please use this promo code. The promo code is arun.yt. It'll give you a 10% discount on the existing fees. So I'll take a leave then. Look forward to having you in my classes. For the time being then, bye-bye everyone.